this fine Saturday afternoon. My name is Katrina Necaise. I'm super excited to host this call with a few friends of mine and share some incredible information with you guys. So we're super pumped up. I'd love to just start by sharing my story and introducing myself. So I am a San Diego mama. I live here in sunny Southern San Diego. I have 4 beautiful kiddos. I'm a homeschooling mom, and I've been drinking ketones now for a little over 3 years, which is crazy to say. Time flies when you're having fun. Before ketones, I was a super tired mom. I mean, tired. I was really just trying to keep up with life with babies. Maybe you can relate if you're another mama or you've got young kids. There were many, many times in my day that I would text my husband at work and say, I can't do this. I'm just too tired. I can't do it anymore. The struggle was really real for me, just trying to keep up with life. And I was hooked on sugar. I was in a really bad cycle with drinking way too much coffee to try to make up for lack of sleep. And I felt stuck. I knew a lot about fitness and about nutrition, but I couldn't implement it into my own life. I was just struggling. And so I found out about ketones from a friend of mine, and I decided to give it a try. And, you know, it changed everything for me. Honestly, since ketones, I have amazing sustained energy all day long. I have focus like you wouldn't believe. I can get stuff done. I've had 1 more baby since then, okay? I was able to drink ketones throughout my entire pregnancy and during breastfeeding with my OB approval. My kids even drink ketones, the decaf version. My husband loves ketones. And so it's a really happy story with an incredible ending. I won't even call it an ending because we're just getting started. But the energy, you guys, is incredible. The appetite control that it's given me. And just, I guess you could say my mojo, getting my mojo back as a mom has been a game changer. So I'm really excited to share with you. If you are brand new to this conversation, we're going to go over best practices, like how to get the best results drinking your ketones. We're going to share a couple amazing stories with you, and then we're going to tell you how to get them, how to get the best deal. So I'd love to introduce to you, first off, my friend Jodi Scheibe. I'll intro her because, you know, she was one of the friends who reached out to me when I was first getting started, and she said, you know, I don't know about this. I heard you have to do the keto diet. I don't think you can drink ketones. So she was a little skeptical, but I'll let her tell her story. Jodi, if you're able to.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me on. It's so nice to see all your faces for those of you who have your camera on. So many people are using Zoom these days that it's become a household name, which is awesome. Well, I think Katrina kind of understated it. Like, I was more than skeptical. In the past, the only way to get ketones in your body, guys, is to do that strict ketogenic diet, which is high fat, low carbs, moderate to low protein, or to fast. And I knew all this because I was actually working in the health and fitness and supplement industry at the time. So when I saw Katrina, she had a little video on Facebook, and she's like, you know, you can drink ketones now. I messaged her. I was like, girlfriend, like, you shouldn't give people that kind of information. And she's like, no, watch this. And she sent me a really simple video, a simple 4-minute cartoon that explained it. And I still was like, I don't think so. And she said, read this. And she sent me a TED Talk. She sent me a YouTube video. And the science kept checking out, kept checking out. And then I kept watching her, and she was so happy. She had all this energy with 3 little kids at the time. I'm a mom of 3. I have a 14, 16, and 18-year-old now. And 3 years ago, let me tell you, I mean, they were 11, I can't even do the math, 11, 13, and 15, 3 different schools, no one driving yet. I don't know if any of you can relate to me, but those days were long. I was working a job during the day. I was reaching for coffee at 2 p.m. every single day before I did the first school pickup, the second school pickup, and the third school pickup. Then I was taking all 3 kids to their sports. Then I was taking them to their activities at night. And man, by 7 o'clock, like, I was done. I was putting my sweats on, and I was like, all right, babe, you're on it. I told my husband, like, past 7, you got to pick the kids up. I was chasing energy, and I was always exhausted. So I picked up a few packets from Katrina and I shook one up, and I had what they call a first day experience. Now that doesn't happen for everybody. I know for some people it's like day 3, day 4, day 7. But here's what I can tell you, just to dive a little bit into the science of ketones. What our product is it's pure ketones. It's what your own liver would make if you were to do that strict diet or you were to fast. So when you shake this up, 100% of the time, it works for everybody. It puts ketones in your bloodstream, which means you're in ketosis. Boom, like that exciting. So what you feel with this is better energy, better mood, best tool for fat loss. And I know my husband's going to kind of share his journey using ketones as fat loss in a minute. And better sleep. I started drinking these. It was like a light bulb went off in my brain. I wasn't reaching for coffee in the afternoons. By the time I got to the 3rd kid's school pickup, I was still happy. 7 o'clock came and I was still volunteering to go get the kids from youth group. 9:30 p.m. came and oh my gosh, I was still volunteering to be the parent to go get them. So my journey with ketones has been incredible. I've been drinking them for 3 years now. My entire family drinks them. We're going to kind of share with you a little bit on this call how to never pay full price for them, how to get them for free. Yes, you heard me, free, because free tastes even better. But naturally, as I started drinking the product, you know, even my husband said, I don't know what you're doing, but you seem so much happier. Like your mood is so much better. And then I told him, I said, I found this powder, this white powder. I bought some from my friend. I actually, you guys, I sold some of the kids' toys on Craigslist to try this product. Okay. True story. Like that's how curious I was. And I really wanted to try it. And so he said, I'll try your powder, Jodi. It's true story. Okay. I'll try your powder, but I'm not going to change my diet and I'm not going to start exercising. I've been married 22 years to this man. I was pretty convinced he was being honest with me. Like I wasn't going to change his habits. I wasn't going to be able to get him to eat kind of the way I like to eat, or I like to work out. I've always worked out. So there's like, you know, I was like, okay, let's see how this works. And it was incredible watching him on his journey with ketones. So I'm going to let him pop on here real quick since we're kind of talking about him. And we are in different rooms. We are married. So it's not weird that we're in different rooms. I just said, hey, there's not room for you in my office here. You have to go to your office so you can share for there. But so I'm going to introduce my husband, Britton. We've been married for 22 years. He was an ex-professional baseball player, had put on some weight. I'll let him tell his story. As usual, I'll talk more than him.
Thank you very much for the intro. Yeah, so, I mean, ketones for me, when I saw the changes that were happening in my wife, it definitely made me interested to, you know, to check it out, because I couldn't deny that she was having like a pretty massive change. And so I kind of was a little bit blunt and I just said, look, I'll support you. I'm going to drink your powder for 30 days, but I'm not changing my diet. I'm not changing my exercise, because I wanted to know if any results that I had weren't coming from lifestyle changes and they were coming from the product. So I was really trying to be intentional about not, you know, starting to work out more and not eating, you know, trying to eat better. I know you're laughing, Jodi, work out more. That's funny, huh? So in any event, you know, I really knew I needed to do something. I was 45 years old at the time. I'm 6'3". I'm kind of a big guy. I was 252 pounds. I was the heaviest I'd ever been in my life. And I really should have been around 220, 215. That was kind of where I would have been happier. But I hadn't been, like, literally hadn't been that weight since we were married. So like the majority of my, you know, my life, I was always, I wouldn't say overweight, but I wasn't where I was comfortable. I was comfortable. I just could have been healthier. So I started drinking it every day. First thing I noticed, you know, I kind of got into it a little bit for the fat loss. I'll be honest. I wanted to lose some weight. Jodi made me take some before pictures. I had to like get down to my boxers. We did measurements, the whole thing. Took some pictures, and I was like, all right, you know, I'll do this. Whatever, let's do it. So, first thing I noticed after, you know, the first month, I'd lost 8 pounds. Didn't really feel like I'd lost 8 pounds. Like I wasn't really like weighing myself, but like my clothes started feeling differently. My shorts weren't as tight. You know, I was putting new loops in my belt hole. So I went from a size 42 down to a size 36 in the first 3 months. Lost 30 pounds, essentially not really making any cognitive changes. But what happened was my appetite control was so much better. I wasn't as hungry as I used to be. So what I did is I just started listening to my body. If I wasn't hungry, I didn't eat. Just because 12 o'clock says at the time, I'd be like, I'm just not going to eat until I get hungry. So I would drink my ketones in the morning, wait until I was hungry before I had my first meal. And another thing that changed too is like, because I wasn't as hungry, started eating less, and I didn't crave the same things that I craved before. So a lot of the sugar and a lot of carbohydrates that I just needed to have, like I didn't have the control to say no to, I now had the ability to say no to those things, which made all the difference in the world. The weight just kept falling off. I got down to 218, give or take. And, it was a pretty amazing transformation. I mean, people who hadn't seen me in a while definitely noticed. I noticed like a massive difference in just my energy. The mental focus part of ketones was also huge for me. I have a history of Alzheimer's in my family with both my dad and my grandfather, and just started having those little brain fog moments where like you'd walk into a room and forget why you were going there, or like I couldn't recall that name or the word that I was looking for. And that had started happening a lot more prevalent before I started drinking ketones. In the 3 years that I've been drinking ketones, and I will attest, there's not been a single day since the very first day I drank ketones that I've missed a day. I just won't go back to it, but those types of things just don't happen anymore, or they're few and far between. So for me, like the weight loss was great. I prefer the mental clarity. Sorry, my phone's talking to me. My phone's having trouble hearing me. Maybe my phone needs some ketones. But no, it's just definitely been a game changer for me. I'll never go back to the way I was. I feel like I'm aging in reverse. Like just my overall, well-being is just so much better with ketones, and just super grateful that we found this. And I'm never going to go back. Drink them every day.
Yeah, it's been awesome watching, your journey. And one of the things that you touched on, well, first of all, let me be really clear. There's no such thing as a weight loss product, right? If someone's just trying to sell you that, they're selling you, like if there were, someone would be a billionaire by now, right? I think we could all agree with that. However, the reason ketones are the best single tool for fat loss is because of what happened when Britton was drinking them. Like he kept saying, I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed anything. And I'd be like, whoa, I saw you walk past the donuts at church. Like you only got 3 for the kids. You didn't get 4. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't want them. So he mentioned he was less hungry. He wasn't craving that stuff. So it's kind of like your best tool for fat loss because it's willpower in a bottle. And I also want to touch up, because I'm kind of geeky on the science. Britton mentioned less brain fog. As we hit like age 30, I'm 43 now, but as we hit age 30, our brains stop uptaking glucose as effectively as they had in the past. Our brains are fed by glucose, by the way. It's the main source of energy for your brain. And as we age, we start to have those moments where we're like, what did I come in, why did I open the refrigerator? Or where are my sunglasses? And they're on my head. I don't know if you guys can relate. I've had some of those moments. But the minute you drink ketones, your brain can uptake ketones 100% of the time, all the time. In fact, Dr. Ryan Lowry, he's one of the formulators of our product and one of the authors of the Ketogenic Bible, describes it as your brain having underground tunnels. And there's only certain ones that glucose can go through, and there are more that ketones can go through. So while ketones will not grow back anything or cure anything that is already gone as far as memory and stuff, what they will do is provide your brain with a superior fuel source, which is why you think clear, which is why you have more focus. So I love that. Now, thank you for sharing, Britton. I see a lot of women on this call too. And I can tell you that when I started drinking ketones, just like Katrina started sharing them with everyone, I started sharing them with everyone I knew. Like, hey, have you heard of this stuff? Like, I know you're a busy mom too. I think you'd really love it. I'd love for you to give me your opinion. And one of the people I shared with was a teacher at my kids' school. She taught all 3 of my kids when they were in 5th grade. And I kept telling her, Natalie, you got to try these. Natalie, you got to try these. And it took her a while. I'm not going to lie, for her to be like, okay, I'm ready. But she has a really cool story. So I asked her to kind of hop on and share with us today, like her experience on the product. Hey, Natalie, thanks for joining us. I know you're at a birthday party. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to share.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Natalie Christ. I live in San Diego, California. And yeah, I was introduced to ketones through Jodi. It was when I had her youngest son. So I was on her third son, Jackson. And, you know, same thing. I was like, no, I'm fine. I don't need those. And so finally I said yes. And I am so glad that I did, because September 22nd, 2017 was my first time drinking my first packet of ketones that I shook up. And I have yet to skip a day since. I did not have, you know, a huge like fat loss goal of mine. For me, it was, I'm a full-time teacher. I'm now in my 21st year of teaching. At the time when I started drinking ketones, I had 15-year-old twins. And for anybody that knows or has a child that's in competitive sports, my daughter played competitive soccer and our son competitive baseball. So I would, you know, be teaching all day long, my 31 fifth graders, and then I would make that shift change from teacher mode to mama mode. And the afternoons were tough for me, especially about 10 years ago, I got my master's degree, and I think I drink a little bit too much caffeine, to the point where like I can't drink caffeine anymore because it just makes me a little bit too anxious. And so I wouldn't be able to like go for coffee in the afternoon to like get me through that second shift of sometimes, you know, running carpool until 10:30 at night, dropping off and picking up kids. And so that was kind of the first thing that I noticed, was that I didn't have that afternoon lull. And I wasn't going into the pantry to, you know, grab a handful of Cheez-Its and just a bunch of snacks that, you know, the kids are eating, that because I was having that insulin dip. And, you know, I was like, oh gosh, it's, you know, 4:30 and I'm not shaky and hangry. And the other thing that I started noticing, I woke up one morning and I said to my husband, oh my gosh, I'm in the same pajamas. And he looks at me and he's like, okay. And I go, you know, half the time I would have to change my pajamas in the middle of the night because I started getting night sweats early on. And so, you know, again, there was nothing that I changed, but for some people, one of the benefits of being in a state of ketosis, it can kind of help regulate some hormones, if you will. Again, not making any medical claims, but for me, the only thing that I had done differently was start drinking ketones to get into a state of ketosis. And yeah, it's been fantastic. So I've been able to, you know, transition from mama mode to teacher mode and back with ease. I feel like I'm, you know, more present and patient in the afternoon. And I'm just not tired like I used to be. I mean, I was the type of person that come 8 o'clock at night, I would hit a wall and need to go to bed and, you know, get a full 10 to 12 hours of sleep. And ketones, you don't need that much sleep anymore. I don't know. It's pretty powerful. So my kids drink them. My husband drinks them. I share them with friends now because my whole thing as a teacher is sharing is caring. And, you know, we talk about, oh, I love these pair of shoes, or, you know, I love this new book. And, you know, we're constantly sharing stuff just naturally as humans. And so this was one of those things that it was undeniable and I couldn't not share it with others. So I'm so glad that Jodi shared it with me and that I finally said yes to it, because I haven't looked back since.
That's awesome. Thank you, Natalie. I mean, honestly, I think every parent needs ketones. And I'm going to be honest with you, like if you have teenagers, shake them up for them too, because their moods are going to be a whole lot better. But Natalie is right. Like when you love something, you share it anyway. You know, I make a joke sometimes that if I had $1 for every time I told somebody to go watch Outlander or Handmaid's Tale or go see the movie The Greatest Showman, like I'm always sharing stuff I love. And so it's pretty awesome because we have a couple different ways you can share the product and use the product, and Katrina's gonna kind of break those down for us and go over that.
Absolutely, I'm happy to do that. I love hearing the stories though. It never gets old for me. So you guys, I'm all about helping people experience these changes and experience better in their day for the least amount of money. Can we all agree that's awesome, right? Just get it for the best deal. So I want to break down for you how you can get started. We've kind of got 3 different categories that people tend to fall into. So number 1, maybe you're just kind of unsure, you just want to get started, you want to stick your toe in the water, so to speak. A really great option for you would be to grab what we called the 10-day challenge. You guys, this is an incredible way to get started with ketones. You can try 5 different flavors. You can drink them twice a day for 10 days and really get that test run experience with ketones. And what I would suggest is get with the person who invited you to this call and get their link to grab that 10-day challenge kit, and also turn on what we call SmartShip. SmartShip is incredible. It's a customer loyalty program that we offer that gets you 22% off all of your ongoing orders as long as you keep it on. It's so user-friendly and so customizable. You can always change the product that's in the cart. You can change the date of your order after your first run. And just for having it on, you're gonna get that 22% discount, and you're gonna get a free bonus box every 3rd run of your SmartShip. So like a freebie, just like Christmas every third month is awesome. And so that's person number 1. Get your 10-day challenge kit. Just give it a test run. You're gonna love it. Person number 2 is maybe somebody who is like, okay, well, I wanna drink this stuff, but I like the sound of free. How do I do it for free? So we have this incredible program for our customers that allows you to get free product just for referring friends. And so you don't have to become a promoter. You can actually join as a customer. Maybe you want to start with a 10-day challenge, or maybe you want to snag a box of a flavor that sounds amazing to you on this discount that we have for Memorial Day. It's 22% off all the awesome flavors we've got. So however you want to get started for yourself, what we can help you do is then send your referral code to a couple of friends. Maybe you're thinking of your aunt or your sister or your best friend or your neighbor. I always have those people running through my head. Oh my gosh, this person would love ketones. So if that's you and you want to take advantage of the free product program, you just need to invite 2 friends to order with your referral code. They also need to have SmartShip. And then boom, next month, you're going to start earning free product. It's Pruvit bucks, which is like a free product credit that we apply right to your SmartShip order. So if you have any questions about how to do that specifically, again, kind of get with the person who invited you to this call and we'll break it down for you and help you do that. Now, the 3rd category of people might be a little on the eccentric, excited side, like Jodi and I. We just tell more than 2 people. We can't help ourselves. Like, maybe that's you. You love the idea of ketones and you're thinking of a list of people. You want to share this. Maybe you've already done a 10-day challenge and you're like, what's next? So I personally joined right out of the gate as a promoter because I know myself. I know I'll talk about things I love. And just like Jodi said, you know, you're going to tell people if something's awesome. So if that's you, we've got a couple incredible options for getting started as a promoter that you guys are 40% off right now. So that is mind-blowing in and of itself. I personally joined full price and I have no regrets, but to be able to score an incredible product for 40% off is always something that I would shout from the rooftops. So what we have right now is called the Dollar Keto Club, and it gives you the opportunity to snag one of our promoter packs at 40% off. You can do that actually as a customer or as a promoter right now. So the option is there to do either or. But what you're gonna get in this Dollar Keto Club pack is our 3 best flavors. You got Heart Tart, Raspberry Lemonade, and Lime Time. These guys are incredible. It's like tropical, amazing fruitiness, all the best. And you're gonna get 3 boxes. So a box is just like this, 20 servings. So you'll have 60 servings. And you can be selfish and you can drink all of that yourself if you want to, or you can share it with friends. And so that's totally up to you. We have a lot of friends that are deciding to jump in and share maybe half of their kit with some of their friends. Either way, it's an insanely awesome deal. So you get those 3 boxes for $2.34, and you can have your promoter membership for just $1. So that will get you an active link. You can start sharing this with your friends, your family, and they can order it as well. So that's kind of the breakdown on the different options for getting started. And Jodi, do you want to talk about best practices? Because I know a lot of people are just curious about the nitty-gritty. How do I get the best results with ketones? we can touch on that if you want.
Absolutely. So Britton kind of mentioned it earlier, like shaking one up in the morning. If you're starting out with your 10-day challenge, which is a great way to start out, if you're like, hey, I just want to try this, you know, let me try this. I always advise people to shake up your packet first thing, you know, in the morning, and then wait to eat until you're hungry. This will kind of lead you into something called intermittent fasting, and there's so many benefits to that. And you guys, if someone told me before that I would make it till like noon or 1 without eating, I would have like been like, you are nuts, you are crazy. I used to be the person who woke up and I was like, where's breakfast? But I started shaking up ketones in the morning, and I realized, wow, like it's 11 o'clock and I wasn't hungry. So I advise definitely that. And, you know, 2 packets a day seems to be our gold standard. And the best thing about this is whoever invited you to this call is going to walk you through your individual journey. Everybody's different. Every body is different. Every Wednesday night, we host a call called How to Maximize Your Ketone Experience. So you can always plug into that or plug some friends into that if you're sharing it with them. But I like to eat, you know, kind of a lower carb lunch. There's good, better, best, right? And I say don't mess up good for perfect. Like if you're like, I just want to start drinking ketones, I don't want to really shift how I eat, great. That is great. Or that is the good, better, best, right? Maybe better is at lunch, you take the bun off the burger, or you opt for the salad instead of the pasta. Just start making some simple low carb switches. Ketones are diet independent. So I want you guys to know that they will put you in ketosis, whether or not you ate carbohydrates. And we have a couple videos that can explain that, but just making that tweak at lunch is awesome. And then I like to shake up my second packet in the afternoon around 2 o'clock. And it gives me that sustained energy throughout the afternoon. Maybe I have an afternoon workout that I'm crushing. By the way, if there's any athletes on the call, ketones do increase oxygen by 30% in your body. So you are going to seriously have the best workout you've ever had. We've got a lot of professional athletes using this product because they get that advantage, and it's fully legal. Babies are born in ketosis. This is all natural. It's bioidentical to what your own liver would make. Like I mentioned earlier, if you put it under a microscope, it would look exactly like the ketone bodies your liver makes, which is super exciting. So I shake up my second one in the afternoon. And then again, good, better, best at dinner. Maybe forego the bun, maybe make zucchini zoodles instead of pasta that night. But hear me out. You really can't mess it up. It's a really simple product. And it tastes amazing. And, you know, I love how Katrina breaks down, you know, person number 1, person number 2, and person number 3. It's exactly how she broke it down to me when I started drinking it. And I was like, well, how do I get these for free? Because I think I mentioned earlier that I literally sold some of my kids' toys on Craigslist to buy some to try. I was working at a startup company. It was a family business, and hadn't been paid in over a year. You guys, I hadn't made a paycheck in over a year. So I was having this amazing experience on the product, and I needed more. I was showing up as a better mom drinking this product. I was showing up as a better wife drinking this product. I woke up to my alarm clock for the first time in 5 years, meaning I slept through the night after I started drinking this product. So I was like, okay. So she's like, okay, there's person number 1, there's person number 2. And as soon as she's telling me person number 2 gets them for free, I'm like, I am person number 2. But then she's like, there's person number 3. And as I'm forming that list, like she said, I'm like, wait a second, my sister's got 3 kids. Wait a second, my husband could use this. Wait a second, my mom's gonna love this. My my best friend was asking me why my jeans were looser. Like, I've got more than 2 people that I want to share this with. And by gosh, like if I could earn an extra paycheck every Friday, like literally that would change my family's life. If I could make an extra $250 this month and drink free ketones, like we could put one of our boys in club baseball. So that's how I became person number 3. And I can tell you that, you know, I think more people do go to bed at night worrying about how to pay their bills, especially in times like now. These are challenging times. And for me, 3 years ago, Britton and I were in challenging times, just not many other people were. And I know now a lot of us are in challenging times. And I used to go to bed at night worrying more about how to pay that extra bill if the dishwasher would break. more than I would worry about losing 5 pounds or how many cups of coffee I drank. So, you know, I'm super grateful that I jumped in as person number 3 and decided to share this and join this amazing community that leads with education. The product's backed by education. We lead by science. We have so many tools and resources. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that before I joined this community, I would lay in bed worrying about how to fix that dishwasher. I would lay in bed worrying about how am I going to send 3 kids to church camp this summer. And since we've been sharing this product, you know, last summer we sent all 3 of our kids to the church camp, and we helped other kids go to that church camp as well. So I'm super excited about sharing the product and the opportunity. And it was such a blessing for you guys to take a little bit of time out of your busy, busy Saturday and join us. And I don't know if you have anything else you want to wrap up. This was
No,
awesome.
I think that's awesome. And I just appreciate everybody hopping on and spending the time with us this afternoon. We appreciate all of you so much. Remember, if you have any specific questions, just get back with the person who lovingly invited you to this call today. They invited you because they care about you, and we want to help you get started. So thank you guys so much for your time, and everybody have an incredible Saturday. Talk to y'all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.